We are about to go into full metaphor mode, my friends. Get your life jackets because we are about to take a trip out into the middle of the ocean where you are floating alone in a life raft. At first, you're asleep, feeling exhausted from sitting in the burning sun all day. You tend to check out occasionally. As you wake and begin to become fully conscious, you realize it's just you in this life raft, which seems odd at first because you've woken up here day after day. You scramble to try and bring forth any memory that will help you make sense of how you made it out here to begin with, feeling lost, alone, and abandoned. As far as you can see, in every direction you turn, there is more open water. To pass some time, you begin to inspect this raft. It's what you always do after you've had time to settle in from the shock of it all. As you inspect further, you remember seeing this patch here yesterday and reflect on the storm you fought to get it. Soon, every patch, every scrape, every torn down and weathered spot of this raft becomes a reminder of every storm that probably could have and maybe even should have left you lifeless. No matter how often you attempted to patch up the raft of life, it could only serve its current purpose, to keep you afloat. The raft, with all the ways in which you work to keep it together, could only keep you just above water. Without an engine or even a paddle or some way of gaining momentum, we will all feel like we are drifting away from anything that matters. We lose ourselves, and therefore, we lose our sense of purpose. Or maybe it's the other way around. Either way, we end up feeling like we have lost control. After you have inspected every inch of this raft, you lay back, look up at the sky with its blinding light, and a single tear falls down your cheek. It seems you've repeated this step 100 times, but this time, something feels different. This time, your entire body feels that teardrop as if you had just released the floodgates. There is a deep sense of relief that washes over you, and in that very moment, everything you've been praying for casts an enormously welcome shadow over you. You turn to look, and in your amazement stands a beautiful ship filled with people, music, laughter, and dancing. That's what you hear as they approach you. Once your eyes adjust and you realize this isn't a dream, you notice a ladder hanging over the side of the ship that looks like it was placed there specifically for you. Gosh, it might even have your name on it. It seems like a nice, sturdy ladder that took some time to build. You hesitate as you reach for the ladder, and you pull your arm back towards you. As you stand there for several minutes, all the what ifs consume you. What if they don't like me? What if I'm not good enough? What if I can't? What if I'm not? What if, what if, what if? Whew, that was exhausting just saying it. It's no wonder you are questioning whether or not you have the strength to climb this ladder. But remember, this ladder was made for you by none other than you. Now, if you are lost in my story, let me help clear things up. This raft you've been floating around on is a belief system instilled in you through different experiences over your lifetime. The ladder, that, my friend, is your new set of coping skills you've been working on while floating around. And the ship, that big, beautiful ship, that is your new and improved set of values and belief systems based on everything you learned while examining and making sense of every scar you found while floating, also known as reflecting. We will all find ourselves here at some point or another in our life, sometimes more than once, depending on life circumstances. What I've come to learn is that we will continue to wake up in the same spot day after day until we learn the lesson that God wants us to see and feel. If you've ever heard the saying, takes 5 steps forward and 10 steps back, or maybe have even felt that way yourself, what do you suppose the reason is? Is it possible that with every pass at understanding your life experiences, you discover something new and it feels so good it gives you a slight boost in confidence? It's kind of like a shot of caffeine, only any amount of confidence feels like a lot at this point. So you feel like a changed person until you don't, and back in the raft you go, feeling like you're back at square one, because in a lot of ways, You are. It does not mean that all the other trips you've taken down memory lane were for nothing. All those previous trips you embarked on helped build the emotional stamina needed to go even further. But we all must be willing to look deeper into our experiences and begin to take some sense of responsibility for becoming lost. If you genuinely want to create lasting change in your life, it's time first to be willing to examine your life in a way you most likely have never done before, or at least haven't done in a really long time. Now, back to the visual. As you work through the fears of the what ifs, you make the connection that this ship is not just a way of getting to your future, it's the way to your future. You give yourself a moment to take a deep breath, close your eyes, and as you let out a long, slow stream of air, your toe barely holding onto the raft releases. You begin to cry, only this time it's a mixture of feeling relief that you are free and grief for the old version of yourself that you left in the raft and let go of.